Hello everyone, this is Impulse and welcome back to the HermitCraft server. How's everybody doing? You guys doing fantastic? I'm doing fantastic because I am ready, guys. I'm ready to get back to working on the Wither Skull Farm. But first, I promised you guys we would ask Jarvis a question. Every episode, you guys submitted some wonderful questions. This week, we're going to go with a question submitted by David Egan, and he wants me to ask Jarvis. Hang on, we'll turn around. Wait, let's see. We got to remember how to do this. I guess I just clicked that slot, right? Before I do that, we need to ask Jarvis, after we're done building the Wither Skull Farm, what should we build next? Okay, I just clicked in there. Oh, heard some stuff. Something spit out. Is it coming? Is it coming? There is a bit of a delay. I guess there's a whole bunch of randomness going on. Okay, here we go. What are we going to build next after the Wither Skull Farm? The answer is, if you get lucky, then maybe. If you get lucky, then maybe I'll build something after the Wither Skull Farm. I don't know. But he said it wasn't going to make sense all the time. I can't wait until it does. It's going to be rather funny. But anyway, guys, thanks for the submission of the questions. We will continue to ask some of your submissions, and then I'll probably make up a few of my own as well. But I do appreciate that and all the comments and all the likes on the last video. You guys are absolutely awesome. I appreciate that. And I'm going to get back to the huge project that we started last episode. We're going to hopefully get a lot done today. I still doubt that we'll finish it just because of the size of this thing. But I do want to show you, I've been working a little bit on it since the episode ended last. And let me show you what I've done here. I have protected the whole thing in glass because it was dangerous. It is also very loud. It's very loud. We're going to turn that down. I put a ladder in because it was pain in, you know what, to get up and down. And we've also put in some glass to protect these Ghasts and some redstone. We've put in some redstone. I want to explain the redstone here in a minute. But I had to encase this whole thing. You can see they're cool. They're kind of, their heads are in glass. They can't really see me. But I was getting shot out from the outside world as I was working on this, and that was no good. So you can see the redstone. I had a lot of questions in the comments. Some skeptics, and yeah, the verdict is still out on whether or not this thing's going to be as successful as I'm hoping. But the concern that we had was that typically you push mobs on ice, and since we're using like the full bounding box of the nether, at least this huge pad, that mobs aren't going to want to slide across this. Unfortunately, right now there are no mobs on it for me to show you guys, but we will at some point in the video. We'll have mobs on there, and I will show you. In fact, I wonder if it's worth me kind of running around a little bit and seeing if we can get some. But anyway, let me explain the redstone and kind of give you an idea of how we're going to make this work, and maybe one will spawn as we talk a little bit. So, in order to push mobs off this, right, because it's solid blocks and not ice that they'll slide across, we need to actually slow down the gas quite a bit. And so to do so, I just put in a comparator clock, and what that's going to do is it hooks up to the rails here, and when it's going, it's going to flash the rails. So you see them flashing quite a bit real fast. Look at how slow these Ghasts are moving. So they are moving slow enough that a mob in there or mobs in there will get pushed, and eventually they'll make their way to the edge, and then they'll start spawning back here, and you know, all that kind of thing. That's fine because the Ghasts actually end up behind the glass, and then they'll come back. The concern that I had, and that was raised as well, is that when you leave this area, if these guys were to be on the rails and they're real slow and the chunk unloads, then when you come back, they're going to get stuck. So the solution that was submitted to me in a comment on one of the live stream videos by Sideways was to actually just go ahead and turn on the rails when somebody leaves, and then that slides them all the way back. and then they do like one final little victory lap, and then they'll make it, and they will just sit there. So pretty cool idea was just to basically turn on the rails. That way they're not continuing to just flash the whole time when this thing is off, and that kind of thing. We will have to cover up the redstone. I guess redstone lighting updates gives off a little bit of lag, so we'll have to cover up some redstone, try to preserve, try to get rid of some of the lag, whatever I'm looking for. Anyway, so that's kind of how it's going to work. I got this whole side done, and I think because these guys are moving so slow, we may end up having to build 1 or 2 more platforms above. But that part's kind of easy. Getting Ghasts in here is pretty much the easy part, and the floors are the easy part. It was just kind of the infrastructure that was difficult. So I do need to get on over to the other side. Let me see if we can get over there real quick. Easiest way, I guess, would be to go out this door, and we'll go over here. And then maybe then we'll get some spawns as well. I don't know if they changed something about Ghasts or what, but it seems like these Ghasts no, not Ghasts, Blaze are targeting me from so far away now. Like, I would be way over there. Okay, look at that. Perfect. We just had to walk away for a minute. We got a couple spawns here, a couple Wither Skellies, and you can kind of get an idea. When we're down in our spawning spot, we should be getting decent spawn rates. Of course, we will have to make the nether a little more spawn proof than this, but let's at least watch what happens here. So slowly but surely you're going to see these Ghasts, and they're moving just slow enough that they're going to continue pushing these guys. So this was very necessary. If we were using ice, it would have been good. We could have sped these guys up, but we've only would have been able to do 1, maybe 2 floors of this. At least now we can make wider spawn pads and make probably 3. I think 3 floors is probably what we could end up at. But watch this, watch this. They're gonna fall down, and any second now, those Ghasts are gonna get to the end, and there they go, down into the lava. And as you see when they come back, it should have pushed all 4 of those mobs off. But yeah, I guess the only downside of this, and a lot of people will probably complain, is that it does run pretty slow. But I'm thinking about maybe just alternating sides. So like these guys would go, and then the other side, you know what I mean? They would be at the end, and then anyway. So it's just a constant stream. But I don't really think it matters. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just kind of building this as we go. Victory lap. Go for it. Sweet. All right. So yeah, it is starting to come along. We have at least it sort of functioning. Of course, we do need to put in the killing chamber. So you can see there in the middle, in between the 2 floors, it's 3 wide. We're going to get a lot of things falling in there. Skellies, Blaze, Magma Cubes, and of course the Wither Skellies, which we want. And we're going to have to dispose of them in a cool way. And all of this needs to be spawn-proofed, as you can tell by the fact that there are pigmen everywhere. So I also, hello, Skelly, down somewhere. Where are you? Down on my glass floor? My glass ceiling down there? Hi, how's it going? I also started putting in the rails underneath this spawning platform. I had to remove some of this. Let's see if we can get down onto the scaffolding. It has been pretty nerve-wracking doing this project so far. I have fallen in lava a few times. Luckily, I've always been carrying a fire resist potion and ender pearls, so I could save myself. But next, I need to, it looks like where I left off, I kind of had to remind myself since it's been a while since we did the stream, rails. It looks like I got all the underneath bits in. I just need to place all the rails and make sure they're powered. And then we can start dropping in some more Ghasts. So let me get all that done, and we will drop in 6 more Ghasts. Wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. We'll drop in 6 more Ghasts and then hook up that redstone to it. And then this side will also be ready to start pushing mobs into the kill chamber. So, all right, give me, well, I guess I'll be back in a second. I got some work to do. All right, there we go. Got all the rails in place. I am ready to start bringing in some new Ghasts on this side now. You can see all the rails underneath are placed, and I've got them powered as well. And then I got this line coming in, and we'll just basically bring one in, and then I'll flip the track, bring the next one in, so on and so forth. Looks like I need to clear a little spot here. They might take a little damage. Actually, no, it looks like they're okay to go through under that little bridge there. And you can see the line kind of comes over over there, and our drop chute that we made originally is way on this side, of course. So I needed to bring a rail over from the drop chute that we used last episode to bring the ones in on this side, and I got that all put in. So next up is for me to just go above the nether ceiling here and start bringing in some Ghasts. I have my Ghast tags, or my name tags for the Ghasts, wither pushers as they are called, and we'll start bringing them in. Alright, so there we go. We got all 6 Ghasts now in this side as well, and things are good. It looks like we got some mobs spawning on there. I did put in the redstone so we could actually test that. I didn't do all of it though, but I did realize that I didn't really explain properly what I meant by needing the slow tracks. So let me just kind of show you here. You can see there's a bunch of mobs on the platform now, and if I turn this guy on, these Ghasts are going to go super fast, and you see, as I'm just jumping up and down to show you, you can see they just go right through. The skeletons, the wither skeletons, the blaze, they just go right through the Ghasts. So that's why we have to slow them down by basically making the rails blink, and then that will go slow enough to kind of push these guys along. Otherwise, they just kind of go right through the Ghast, and that doesn't work too good. So I still have to put in that piece. Basically what I'm going to do is kind of hook it up to the other side so that we have one control switch for both sides, that side and this one, and they'll both turn on at the same time. I was debating on whether or not I would alternate sides, so have that one push to the edge, and then as soon as I got to the edge, start this one up so it was like a constant flow. But it doesn't. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that was just going to add complexity to this that really wasn't needed. As you're AFK, if you just get a rain of mobs, you know, every 30 seconds or so, it's no big deal. So anyway, that's the next step that I need to do, is hook up the redstone. You can see I got the redstone line here, I got the redstone line there. I just need to kind of meet in the middle there, which is where the killing chamber is going to be. So we'll have kind of a little redstone circuit going on right next to the drop in the middle, and we will be good to go. And then the next step after that is to actually kind of figure out where I'm going to be standing at the bottom, and then put in the drop chute, which is going to include some separation of the mobs. So a lot of work yet to be done. Not sure how much we'll get to today, but I'm going to get started right now. All right, so I got quite a lot done now. I have the basically funneling system here, so let me show you, or talk to it here, I guess, first. Hopefully these guys don't despawn so we can demonstrate as well. But basically we have our 3-wide gap here. It's going to allow those medium-sized, or I guess they're the large-sized magma cubes to come in, and they're going to land on, you can't really see it, but they're going to land in here, and they're going to get reduced down to a medium size with these cactus here. Anything else will fall onto this block, and then we got a tripwire that's going to activate, and pistons right there that's going to push things over, so we can start to kind of funnel them into a center chamber here and start to reduce the slime at the same time. Got vines just to make sure that we are resetting their fall so we can get kind of a consistent or semi-consistent drop value out of them as well. And then once again, another slime reducer, magma cube reducer right there that they'll land on. So by the time they get through kind of these 2 tiers, they will be down to the small size. And this design here, I actually got this from sZPeddy on his Wither Farm design. I liked it, so I figured it would also work here. So let's go ahead and see if we can see this thing in action. Unfortunately, we don't have any magma cubes up on here at the time, but we can hopefully get a look at that later. So we'll see. We'll turn this thing on. You can see the gas moving, and we should be able to at least get these skellies and a couple blades that are in here. Now, of course, this farm is only going to work, you know, at a high efficiency if we do all the slabbing in the nether, make everything else spawn proof. There's still a ton of spawnable spaces. If you look around, there's pigment everywhere, filling up the mob cap and things like that. So we got a lot of work ahead of us to get rid of all these other spawning spaces before this thing is going to be cranking. But functionally, at this point, it should be working. Okay, hang on. I know we wanted to watch that, but I've had to deal with this the entire time I've been building. There's a ghast floating here, and he could just wreck this place. So I need to shoot better so that he dies. Yeah, and then return. Okay. So we kind of missed it, but you guys get the idea. You can see them down in the hoppers there. They kind of landed on the hoppers, and we can go down there and see what that looks like. And of course, I don't want to have to climb all the way up here to turn this thing on and off, so that should be easy to fix. Let's see these guys do their little victory lap, as I like to call it. Get back into this place there. This should be easy, just a little torch tower up into this block here. From down there, we'll do the job, I think. But let's just, we got feather falling. We can jump down there. I raised this up a little bit from where I was before, so we're going to have to do some building up here as well, because we don't want to have to get rid of the blaze. I guess the skellies despawned. I was too far away. I was going to say, we don't want to have to manually get rid of these blaze. I think we're going to kill them automatically. So there's also a little crushing system that I need to add in here to do that. And we're going to open this up, of course, so that we can dispatch of everything with swords and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and add that part next. And we should have a fully functioning, but sort of slow Wither Skull Farm, and then, you know, obviously I'll get working on the spawn proofing of the nether afterwards, but that's probably not going to happen today, guys. I've spent a lot of time just getting all this built up and functional, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Can't wait. So, all right, guys, let me get a little bit more done, and I'll show you how the little crushing system works. All right, I wanted to show you guys this in action with some actual magma cubes this time. Hopefully we won't get interrupted by any gas floating around here, since it's not safe up here. But you can see I got quite a few magma cubes in here this time, and we're going to watch it kind of reduce these guys down. And yep, any moment. Yeah, this thing does take a little bit of time, but that's okay. These guys should be coming down any moment. Oh my gosh, there's so many in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 large magma cubes. And then after they get pushed into the gap here, let's make sure they all make it down. Okay, there we go. Let's come down here and take a look at this. You can see they're activating the tripwire, and it's kind of pushing them into the cactus. So, you know, they're going to bounce around a little bit, but eventually they're going to get shrunken down, and we should get them broken down into medium any second now. There we go. Starting to die off here. And then the medium ones should slowly but surely make their way down to the kind of next little crushing chamber. That one happens a lot quicker. And you can see they all get broken down into the smallest one there. This guy is being a bit stubborn. Eventually he'll choose a direction to bounce in, and he'll make his way down. It'll be fine. Oh, see, just like that guy did in the back there. And then sad times for him. There goes the small ones. All right, so let's go down. I think they probably all despawn. I'm actually going to turn this off because I don't want it on while I'm trying to work on this guy. But oh my gosh, yes, I did. I opened up the bottom here to work on this, and now we got a bit of a mess to clean up, unfortunately. Oh, that's okay. These guys are pretty harmless, although the skelly back there, he could probably knock me into some lava if I'm not careful. So let me go ahead and dispatch him. And where are you, buddy? I don't want to hit a pigman, although I don't think it'd be too bad. Oh, see, we got another gas floating around. Never safe around here. This has been one of those nerve-wracking projects where every time I think I got something done, all of a sudden a gas comes along and ruins my day. But all right, guys, I am just about done getting this crushing chamber built, and once I do, I will come back and show you. All right, there we got some mobs falling down so you guys can see how the crushing chamber works. It's in place. You can see anything that's not a Wither Skelly is going to be automatically killed, which is perfect. And then the Wither Skellies, due to their hitbox being a little bit above the second block high level, they won't suffocate, and so these blocks can just stay on out. Basically, the way this thing works is pretty brilliant. Again, this was by sZPeddy. Link in the description to his video if you guys want to see where this originated from. But it's just got a tripwire hook here with the line across, and as they fall, they activate that. And what that does is actually there's a torch on the backside of that block. It's going to retract the pistons just long enough for the guy to actually fall down and land on the hoppers, and then it's gonna open back up, which will then suffocate them, and then leaving all these guys in place. So I just kind of AFK'd here a little bit while I was doing some editing, just a few minutes, maybe 15 minutes or so. So you can see we got a few guys in here. Rates aren't brilliant yet, but as you look around, you can kind of get an idea why these guys are spawning in so many other places still, that it's just gonna tank. It's just gonna tank my rates. So of course, with these farms, the biggest effort usually isn't building the farm itself. It's the actual spawn proofing of the area around. So basically 128 blocks in all directions. I need to make spawn proof. And you can see I built this glass cage around me so that I didn't have to worry about guys like that bugging me while I'm in here. And I got a little iron door for people that want to come in and out. Now, I wouldn't call this open to public use just yet. I'm trying to figure out a way to ensure that this farm is off when somebody leaves. So, you know, I thought about maybe doing more guys coming in, great. I thought about maybe doing like a tripwire that you would be in, but then I figured that if you're standing in a tripwire this whole time and you're trying to kill these guys, you may be knocking the string and stuff like that. Pressure plates seem like it might be kind of annoying to do. Put pressure plates along the floor, and as long as there's one pressure plate activated, this thing would be on, something like that. I thought about that. Seems like that might be a little annoying also, so I'm not sure, guys. If you got any suggestions, basically the idea is I want to ensure this farm only runs when somebody's in this room. Of course, we could do something that's triggered off of the door opening and closing, but I got a feeling that that's going to get backwards at some point. Two people enter the room, for instance, would you know, like a T flip-flop would mess that up. So I don't know. If you guys got any ideas, let me know. But let's go ahead and see what we get from these guys at this point. I have a looting 3 sword. Let's see if we've got any goodies just from these guys getting auto-killed. So, of course, the pigmen we're going to get some stuff from. Looks like some magma creams drop occasionally when they're killed up there. And then, of course, from the skellies themselves. So let me go ahead and take care of these guys and see if we get any skulls out of this. Here's the other thing. I don't have sweeping edge on my sword. We do have the strength beacon going, but you can see that the secondary attack of the sword there did not kill these guys. So they're not exactly like 1 heart or half a heart. So I might want to get a sword with sweeping edge 2 or 3 or whatever I don't even know is, and see if that will help us kind of get rid of these guys faster. And we might try that here. I might go get that. I do know I have a book from fishing with sweeping edge. I don't think I've got a villager just yet from it, but let's go check the chest. Let's see if we got any skulls from that. I didn't see any as we were swinging. So nope, just a couple stone swords. Great. Oh, some other stuff still kind of trickling in there. Looks like that's it. But yep, we definitely need to do something to speed the rates up. I do love the fact that this auto kills everything else, the blaze, the pigmen, and the magma cubes do sit down in here, but it's only a half wide gap, so they're not too big of a bother. A lot of times what will happen is they'll jump up at the wrong time and get killed on their own as well. So anyway, guys, yeah, let me go put some sweeping edge on this. I'll AFK again. I really want to see if we can get ourselves a skull before the end of this episode. So give me a few seconds and I'll be right back. All right, so I just got back to the farm with my sweeping edge sword. I went ahead and went to the Enderman farm. I grabbed a book that I got from fishing. It had sweeping edge 3. I threw it on this sword, which is a pretty sweet sword. Perfect for this farm just about. Smite 5 will go well against the withers, and the unbreaking 3, mending, looting 3, of course, sweeping edge 3, and the fire aspect is probably not necessary. I actually kind of wish that wasn't on there, which would be cool. It would be really cool if you could remove enchantments from tools and weapons and whatnot. But anyway, I just got back to the farm and I got these 3 that fell all next to each other. So I kind of wanted to see, before they start walking away, if sweeping edge will... Yep, kill all 3 of them. Awesome. So at the same time. So we can clear this out a lot faster with Sweeping Edge. This sword is perfect, like I said, for this farm. So I may actually just like leave it here for people to use once I finally open this up to the public. Unfortunately, guys, the rates are really bad. But I know why. This just needs a lot of half slabbing done, and hopefully the rates will pick up. And even if it's a little slow after we do that, I guess it's not too slow. Oh man, let's kill some more. Let's kill some more. Let's see, are these guys close enough I can just get one? Yeah, there we go. Nice. Hopefully we get a skull out of this. It's hard to see that it sucks up the items so fast. I have no idea what they're dropping. But yeah, even if it's a little slow after we do all the half slabbing, I have room to add more layers to this if I want to make it faster, which will be cool. Let's go see if we got a skull. That was our goal by the end of the episode. Did we get one? Yes, we did, and stuff is still coming in, so there's a chance that more's coming. Nope. Okay. Well, we're getting greedy. Well, we got one. All right, cool. Oh, awesome, guys. A lot of work done today on this farm. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe before you go. And with that said, I'll see you guys again next time. Have a good one, everyone.